Field in Pittsburgh. It's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Tennessee Titans.
We're at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tennessee Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
Here comes the Tennessee offense, and you see Ryan Tannehill leading them out.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Tannehill on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big completion there on 3rd and short keeps their opening drive alive.
Not only alive, but plenty of possibilities now. 1st and goal, and you know me, I'm a big advocate. If you're going to throw the ball, throw it early in the down and distance count.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Touchdown. Derrick Henry. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And this is good. Our score, 7-0 Tennessee. Just a 4-play drive that time. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Here's Riddick. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they're just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
On the ground, it's Riddick. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Riddick with a carry. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Well, they just watched the other team take the ball downfield and score, so they knew that this drive, this opening drive, was on them. And, boy, that was important to pick up that first down there and keep this one going.
Runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Give that sack to Harrison Phillips, the big man. Defense went 3-4. They got some goals from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. On play action, they'll throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right, there were no defenders out there. A little bit different when there's live guys out there chasing the football.
first down carry for Henry. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. He finds Corey Davis. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 6.
First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
As the Steelers,
Tannehill now to throw. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 17 yards on that play for the Titans.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Tannehill. Over the middle to Smith. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Second and 2, first down marker at the 8. Again, Tannehill. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So 3rd and long after the sack. Tough task for Tannehill and the Titans. Out of the gun, Tannehill. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
On 4th down, Mike Vrabel says, let's get 3 out of this. He sends on the field goal unit. This is a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead moves to 10-zip.
10. Steelers, nothing.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
Ball carrier.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now Riddick. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1. That's the end of the first quarter.
10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And on the ground they go with a running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully, that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Oh, shit. I don't even know what I call timeout. Just call timeout. Timeout. I don't even know what I call.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He completes this into the hands of Miller. Brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
And they've got another 1st and 10 as the penalty keeps this drive moving. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Oh, good job. Oh,
complete. It's Porter. And he gets it all the
Porter.
way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 25 yards that time.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And to give this time to the tailback. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Yeah, that's a nice tackle there by the safety. But in truth, he's really playing linebacker because he's lined up so close to the line of scrimmage. He's able to read and react with force and make the play behind the line.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Scotty Miller, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. Then the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Oh.
Jake Elliott on for the point after.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
Steelers 7.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
Well, they talk about pull-off blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. Henry relishing the chance to be the Titans' lead dog. He's in the backfield again on 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill. Smith catches left side. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Tannehill getting this complete to Smith. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
He's still right behind the linebackers. All right behind him.
Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing again is Tannehill. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. The Titans on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. To the air again, Tannehill. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Tannehill throwing again. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain there on the completion. It'll be second down. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
At the Steelers' 7-yard line.
God dang it.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now Tannehill on third and goal. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Number 30.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that poster out there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Get up. Sit.
From the 30 now, here's first and 10.
Oh man. I don't like any of this. I don't like any of this.
The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. They'll find Miller. That's complete.
Yeah, got him.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. On the crossing route, complete. That's Porter. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
It's a gain of 8.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Oh, shit!
Smith-Schuster.
Oh, that was... Oh, my God, that was the wrong thing. Oh,
There
that
is
was the wrong
something to a
guy.
game plan with trying to
That was
keep
the
a
wrong guy.
defense
That was
honest
the
with a guy
wrong
with that
guy.
type
That
of
was the
speed.
wrong guy.
You do so. Send him
God
deep.
dang it,
Try and
that
throw
was
some
the
air
wrong
under it
guy.
and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were
guy.
unsuccessful.
The Steelers on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
He had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Two minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Good job.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Elliott now to add the extra point.
Good.
And that makes it 14-10. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown.
Titans 10.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own.
Here comes Ryan Tannehill now, leading his offense back out there. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him, but he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. Here's Tannehill.
That's safety.
Jayon Brown gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
It's 3rd down.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
But they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here's Brett Kern now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Taken right around the 44. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. And now trotting back out with the rest of his offensive mates, the big tight end. And as we look at his highlights, you know, sometimes I've asked you schematically, how do you stop one player? Well, how do you stop a tight end like this without opening up other holes, partner?
You show your basic defenses, whether you're playing the 3-deep zone, the 2-deep zone, but you have your variations underneath it. So sometimes instead of the safety staying deep, the safety will drop down. A sky coverage, they call that. Sometimes the corner's responsible. You get a little, what they call a cloud, someone coming underneath. Sometimes the linebacker shows.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Up is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started up at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. And it's the Bengals who are out in front as those two head towards the break. Baker Mayfield has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. Jamison Crowder, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who are out in front. The Chargers trying to get to 2-0, and they've got the lead on the road. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They're leading right now and on the heels of that victory last week against Arizona. 1st and 10 as they start this drive. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Fournette, a first down carry. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Working with a 2nd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. They go back to Reddick. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped.
You got the lag, Greg.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Leonard Fournette, the ball.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 1st down, Borden, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. We're 2nd and 5 now. They'll keep it on the ground. Borden. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front, because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Circle that drive, because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it's in the center of the ring or putting them on on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead now up to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards to gain there, second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Tannehill. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Bugs Bunny.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So 3rd and long after the sack. Tough task for Tannehill and the Titans. Now it's Tannehill. Right side, Henry's got it. They lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden, the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence that they just get their assignments down, they get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback throwing it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now they'll run it on the taunts. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
5 yards remain on 2nd down.
I don't like this.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Incomplete.
Wow.
Nearly the pick they
Wow.
needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17.
Makes the score Steelers 27, Titans 10.
So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize that it
Go
works
to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Tackle made by Tyus Bowser.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Now this one complete to Corey Davis. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for the
Good
first
job, guys.
Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there.
Good
He did
job.
not. A loss of a yard, and it
The
brings
high
up
comes
4.
up.
But these guys going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Look, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. Fielded at about the 28. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
At their own 36-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Tackled at the 40-yard
Well,
line.
on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and the return
ain't
comes
got
to
the
a
arm
halt
strength.
right at the 44-yard
You don't
line.
have any arm strength,
They
Scotty.
needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the
bad
ball
route,
away.
dude.
Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
Let's go.
come on, capitalize on this one.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry.
Hold him.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Offense.
What was that, Russ?
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. He was Jonathan Jones there to make the stop.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense, it's really kind of geared to stop that play. Your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Titan football here as they trail to begin the fourth quarter.
That top dude, let's go look at this. Because this dude looked like he was open. Oh, no, not this guy. Oh, that's Derrick Henry. Okay, okay, he handed him off. Okay, he handed him off to Minka. Okay, all right, so it really wasn't. Okay. Good job. Tannehill knew what he was doing. Okay. Bring a little heat. You want to bring a little heat.
Third and long after the sack. Tough task for Tannehill and the Titans. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Bring a little pressure.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. They snap it to Tannehill. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Julian Love picks it.
Good job.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Tannehill's pass. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel time, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Number 33. A'Shawn Robinson there on the stop.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now a man
wow.
down the middle
Good job,
of the
JT.
field. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 16 yards, a first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me,
Still 10 minutes to go in this game.
man. Go
What
ahead
am I
and
going
put
to
the
do?
numbers
Run
up.
in the middle of the field 3 times so y'all can
Exercise those fingers. And he'll give it here to his running back. Down to the 25. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And to give this time to the tailback.
Ah.
He'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
41, the ball carrier.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Steelers on third down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
We're going to take our 4th and 4. I'm trying to run this out. Dude.
The offense staying out. They're going to go
They
on
got
4th
double A
and
gap.
2.
Be careful.
They'll try and run for it.
Good job. Way to
And he
get
picks
there.
up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Fournette on the counter. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
The ball carrier.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. On 2nd down now, Borden. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, if this defense has any hopes of getting back into this game, they've got to start right here and keep these guys out of the end zone. That's a good step 1 on that play.
Guard ran right by the dude. Guard ran right by him. Guard ran right by him.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. With a 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The 1st down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I like their little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
And the lead is now 24. A 10-play drive that time. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. The the kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
At their own 19-yard line.
And the Titans getting set to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught.
Wow.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
8-yard line.
Now Tannehill. Looking sideline, incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, this plays out. They'll run for it with Henry. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. No reason not to try it there. They do indeed convert on 4th. Where they were on the field, kind of no man's land. Do you like the call?
I love the call. Almost had to go for it there, right? Because of what you just described. Too far for the field goal. Too short for the punt. You might punt in the end zone and just give them good field position anyway.
Oh, shoot.
Let's go for it. Plus, they were moving the ball. They had confidence that they could pick up this last bit of real estate.
It's a gain of 34. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Yep.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting at my chair, watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Now Tannehill. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 30, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Oh,
that
man,
was
he's gonna
almost
pick
a
2.
4-point swing. The interception, if he had returned it all the way, would have been 2 for them, but just a little bit shy.
And when it's a play like that, you're exactly right with the math. But don't you feel like it would have counted for more if they found their way all the way back to the end zone and gotten the 2? That changes the whole momentum, doesn't it?
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Empirical.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
On second down, Borden. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Coach Hobbeling would say, you got what I want.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
One side of my tail is closer to the late. What are you talking about, sir?
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Borden. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, oh, trying to stripper. Better hold on to the ball, BB. He's trying to.
On second down now.
He should do it.
Borden.
Oh, damn.
Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Really, OC?
And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, I know it points to this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Pittsburgh, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what?
This, I'ma act a fool with this, I'ma act a fool with this, turn the knob, camera assist, I'm incredible, came for the dollars, call it vegetable, then I did the dash, can I catch me, bro, ooh, then I did the dash, can I catch me, whoa, your whole team is no competition, boy, I did it by myself with the solo missions, running up the charts, I'm a fool, dog, turn the whole field to a schoolyard. Bunch of students ain't eating around here. I'm the GOAT, little man, and I made it loud and clear.